Hello everyone, this is Zach Russell with Transparent Software. Today we're happy to announce the 1.5 update for ClashMarker. This update has a lot of great new features and revamps for some old ones as well. This update really steps up the ClashMarker software as a whole and improves the experience for all of you. So let's get right into what has changed. So immediately you can tell the ClashMarker UI is looking different. We've given it a total facelift so that the UI is more organized, it's easier to look at, and has more uniformity overall. Now, one of the biggest changes we made in this update is the way you can now select clashes in viewpoints. So when I come into ClashMarker here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just select AutoCAD as my software for now. And I'm gonna browse and I'm gonna go to a Clash report that I already have exported out here. Before, you had a couple drop downs here in the old UI and you didn't have any way to select what clashes you wanted to mark specifically. The Clash marker would just mark the entire report for you. Well, now we've changed it so that you can select exactly what you want to mark. So we still have this drop down to select the type of clash it is. So, what block or family you'd want to use to mark it in AutoCAD or Revit. But now we have this select clashes button, and when I select it here, we get this new pop-up window, and I can see all of the clashes that are included in this report in this window, as well as any grouped clashes that I have in here. So I can expand this group and I can see, okay, there's clash 11 through 19. It's part of test group 1. I want to go ahead and just mark all of them, so I'll hit add all. If I don't want to do that, I can hit remove all. If I want to mark clash 1, I can hit add. If I want to mark 1 through 10, I can hold shift and click down to 10 and I can hit add and it'll add those 10. If I want to mark 1, 5, 21, 24, I can hold control and select individual ones. I can hit add. This really gives you a lot of fine-grained control over which ones you want to mark specifically if you want to be more organized with your clash marking workflow. And you just hit confirm down here and it's green and you're ready to go. Now with viewpoints, it's largely the same thing. We're gonna come in here, I'll go to a viewpoint report that I already have exported out. I'll select the block that I wanna use or the type of clash that it is. I'll just put fire and I can come in here to select viewpoints. And you can see it has all of the folders and all of the viewpoints from your Navisworks file. So, these folders, all their names, all the viewpoint names match exactly to the ones that you would see in your Navisworks. So I can come in here, I can go under coordination items, fire protection, first floor, and I can go and select all of these holding shift and I can hit add. And all these viewpoints, I'm gonna go ahead and mark. If I wanna remove those and let's say I wanna mark just the ones that are complete for some reason, I can just click the complete folder and I can hit add, and it's gonna add all of the viewpoints that are under that complete folder. And I can even do this with nested folders as well. If I wanna mark the entire fire protection folder, I can hit the folder, I can hit add, and it's going to find all the viewpoints in there and make sure that they get marked. So this is a huge part of the 1.5 update and will bring a ton of control to the clash resolution workflow for our users. But that's not all we have in 1.5. We've got a lot more, so let's get into what's next. So another additional change we updated to ClashMarker is we gave our viewpoint blocks in AutoCAD a little bit of additional information to help our users figure out what viewpoints they're looking at exactly and what folders that viewpoint belong to that they're looking at. So I've got a viewpoint report already brought in here. I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna select the viewpoints I wanna mark using our new selection system. I'm gonna hit confirm. This drawing does have a transform and a rotation, so I'm going to add those in here real quick. And then I'm gonna hit run. And I'm sure many of you have seen this before. ClashMarker is gonna go ahead and do its thing and it's gonna mark these viewpoints for me. Now, the best part here is we can come in here and you can see when I look at this viewpoint, it now has these additional attributes. It has a viewpoint name attribute, viewpoint notes, and viewpoint folder. So the viewpoint name is going to tell you the exact viewpoint name that it was given in Navisworks. And it's also going to tell you the folder path. So, when I was selecting that viewpoint, I went into the coordination items folder, the fire protection folder, and the first floor folder. And that is where this specific viewpoint resides. So there's no confusion if there is two viewpoints with the same name but in different folders. You will always know exactly which one you want to look at. And if I want to see these more closely, I can open my quick properties and I can see it here. And the viewpoint notes field is for you. If there's anything that you want to add that you need to bring up in a future coordination meeting or anything like that, you can type that here, talk to coordinator or whatever else you want to write. And you can leave that on that viewpoint and remind yourself later that you need to talk to the coordinator about something. The last thing that we added to ClashMarker for AutoCAD is the ability to visualize your grouped clashes on your drawing. So I've already got this clash report here with some group clashes. I'm gonna go ahead and select them. I wanna mark all of them. You can see I've got two groups in here. I've got a group called pipe clashes and a group called raised pipe. These are just arbitrary just for the test. So we can show you guys how it looks. I'm gonna hit confirm, I'm gonna hit run, and I'm gonna hit okay. And it's gonna go ahead and mark those clashes in this blank drawing that I have. Now what you'll see is as these clashes come in, the grouped ones actually have a colored circle around them. And you can see they're both different colors depending upon what group they belong in. So if I hover over these clashes here, we can see that this is clash 44 and it belongs to clash group raised pipe, which was the name of that group that I just added for marking. And down here, if I hover over these, you can see that these belong to the pipe clashes group. And I can also select these, click them, click quick properties or properties, and you can see in here, you can see the clash group it belongs to. You can see that notes field again if you need to make any notes, and what clash ID number it is that corresponds to Navisworks. So really easy and simple way for you to now see which clashes are grouped together in your Navisworks directly on your AutoCAD drawing. As far as Revit changes go, we've actually added workset support into this version of ClashMarker. So if you are unfamiliar with worksets, they're a really useful organizational kind of collaborative tool in Revit. They also allow you to create views like this one that I have on my screen, where I have my entire HVAC system as the only thing visible in this view. So what that essentially enables me to do is I can take clashes marked by ClashMarker and set them into this specific workset. So if I've got another view for the plumbing system and it's all set into the plumbing workset, my HVAC clashes aren't going to show up on there. They're only going to show up in views where my HVAC workset is visible. So I'll pull up a clash report and you can see I have my software as Revit, and with my clash report, I'll go ahead and in the selection UI, and you can see we get this new text box down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click add all. I wanna mark all these clashes. And down here, I know my work set in Revit is named HVAC. So I'm just gonna enter that there and I'm gonna hit confirm. I'll hit run and it's gonna generate that .cm file for me, like many of you already know. I'll go into this ClashMarker add-in. I'll go to mark clashes. I'll go back to that same folder and there's the file it generated for me. I'll bring it in and it's gonna mark those clashes for me. And when it brings it in, you'll see that each of the instances of the clashes are only in the HVAC work set. So you can see right here that the work set is set to HVAC. So if I come to this view that has just the plumbing work set in it, visible, you can see that the clashes are not in there. But if we go to our overall view where we can see everything, the clashes are still there, but using work sets, we've now enabled them to only be seen where the HVAC work set is the only thing visible. So super useful kind of organizational thing that we've added to ClashMarker to help coordinate with Revit a little better. Another quality of life addition we've made to the Revit portion of ClashMarker is an update to the schedule. So, I just marked these clashes here, and you can see it's got some group clashes in it. And in this schedule, you can now see that we have 4 columns. So 4 is just, you can see the clash type and the clash number. Now you can also see a clash group field. So I can now see that 11 through 19 belong to this group. And there's also a clash notes field. It was highly requested that we add a field for kind of like in our viewpoint blocks for AutoCAD, somewhere that you can write some notes to yourself or some reminders to bring up later in the meeting. So we've added both of those things to Revit schedules to kind of help make them a little better and a little more useful. So that is all for this massive 1.5 update for ClashMarker. A lot of helpful features in this one that we believe is really going to help all of our users even more in their clash resolution process. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to reach out to us on our website at tps-technology.com/contact us. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.